Hi, thank you for joining me today for day 17 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch you can see in the top right hand corner there is by Christine Harden. So you can see there are 3 circles on this sketch. I'm using a 4-inch circle template that I just cut out of scrap card. I used this on a previous layout to do a white circle on a black background. So I've just drawn around that with my pencil, and you can see the 2 photos I'm scrapping from a trip to Diggerland years ago when the kids were very young, and I've just gone round that pencil with a messy stitch in a green thread, a green variegated thread, just using my sewing machine. I didn't show you that because it's a pain, quite frankly, to film it, and it's nothing exciting. It's literally just going round and round with a running stitch. So now I'm coming in with these Tim Holtz stamps. I love this circle stamp, and I've chosen 3 Distress Oxide inks to use with it to add to those 3 circles. I'm trying to stick more or less to primary colours plus green because that's what we've got in the photos there. So I'm adding the ink to the stamp, and then I'm just spritzing it very lightly with some water just to oxidize the ink, and it creates a really interesting pattern on the ink. I don't know what to say. I'm still experimenting a lot with these oxide inks, but I'm loving what they do. So green at the bottom, which represents the grass that you can see in the background, and then red and yellow per the cars that the kids are in. So this was Diggerland over in Yorkshire, and it's just wonderful. It's great for adults and kids, but they had these coin-operated battery cars that the kids absolutely loved going in. Amelia totally hadn't got the hang of steering at all, so we were constantly having to move her car back onto the track, but it had a little racing track on it. It was really sweet. So here I am just gluing down this vellum piece, which I'd fussy cut onto a scrap of white card, and then that's going at the bottom there. So each of the circles will have something. On Christine's sketch, you can see in the top, she's got 3 photos, but I only had 2 photos that I wanted to use on this. So the 3rd circle I decided to use is almost like a subtitle using that vellum. So now I'm going through the papyri paper pieces and adding some mats to my photos. Not too many today, just using this yellow piece to mat on James's photo, and then I'll find another piece to mat onto Amelia's photo there. Sorry if the audio's changed or if you can hear any noise in the background. We're having some horrendous hailstorm showers today, so I just had to stop recording for a second there. Hopefully it won't be too bad now. So as I say, I'm just using the papyri papers to mat these photos. The photos measure 3 by 2.5 inches. I printed them 3 by 4, and then I just cut them down so they would fit neatly into these circles and where I want them to go. So that's the majority of the matting done, but I'm just using the offcuts to add on to the opposite photo, if that makes sense. So adding this offcut piece from the mat I used for Amelia's photo onto James's, and then I shall do the same with Amelia's photo, just using a bit of this yellow that I matted on James's photo to bring it onto Amelia's photo, and that just creates a little bit of cohesion, bringing the same papers around the page a little bit. And these are going to be offset against those paint splodges that I've got going on with the ink. And now coming in with my trusty Ellie's Studio label stamp, pre-stamped pieces. That was a mouthful. So some in red, some in green, and some in yellow. I think the yellow is fossilized amber, red candied apple, or possibly lumberjack plaid, and the green will be bundled sage. So just having a mess around to see which shapes and which colours I want to use where. At first on Amelia's I think I'm taking them at the top, but in the end they do stay down below there. So just adding some glue to keep those in place now. And I just loved creating this layout so much. It was so much fun. So thank you, Christine. Fantastic sketch. I do love circular elements. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to do stitching. I don't know whether that was your intention with the wiggly lines there, but it's beautiful. So thank you. So I'm just continuing to embellish these photos. I don't put too much on them, but I just wanted to add a little bit of embellishing around them. And then I look at the page and feel it's a little bit bare, so being me, I keep adding, but I'm thrilled with the overall result once it's done. So just mounting this here vellum piece onto some foam pads and sticking that up just to create a little bit of dimension, and the photos will be stuck straight down onto the page. So just using my wet glue there because they're going onto that mixed media. I want a good adhesion. So coming in with a few more bits and pieces. These are from that sticker. The butterfly sticker is from the sticker book, or the 6x12 sticker sheet, and it had come off previously and I'd stuck it back down, and I thought I must get that used now. I've got a little green ticket underneath Amelia's photo from 49 and Market Ticket Essentials, and that stamp that I put on James's is also from the same set, as are these pieces. So I've got one here that says photographs, and then the arrows on the this here circle. Now this admit one ticket that I'm sticking down here now, Amelia's got a little bit of a builder's bum, so I just put that there to protect her modesty, and I think it looks cute anyway, so I don't think she would have been thrilled as a 15-year-old seeing herself with a little bum crack sticking out. So on Christine's sketch you can see that there's a border around the edge of the page. Normally I would have matted it onto another paper, but I felt the need to do some mixed media this time. So I just grabbed one of my Tim Holtz stencils. I think this one's called Gauze, I forget now. And I'm just going around the edge of the paper with bundled sage, pushing it through that stencil. And I'm doing it irregularly, if that makes sense, so the line isn't straight all the way around. I just wanted it to have a very organic look. And once I've come round with this stencil, I'm going to pull out my darkroom door stamp, which you'll have seen me using plenty of times before, and using my Ranger's archival ink, I'm going to stamp all around the border as well. And having the layer of these two works really nicely, and that's why I'm on the brown paper to protect my desk. So this is the darkroom door stamp, grid stamp. So just pressing it down all the way around the edge, and using these Tim Holtz stamping blocks is brilliant because they have a grid on them. So I knew that I had to line it up just underneath the 2-inch mark compared to where my stamp was, and it would be roughly the same place each time as I moved around the page. So just stamping, lining it up roughly, and because it's got a wobbly edge, so to speak, it's not just a straight line all the way round. So as you can see, it just adds something to that layout and brings it all together really. So now coming in with my LA Studio Jane sticker alphabet stickers, I'm just going to spell Fun at Diggerland, which is my title. So using my T-square ruler to make sure that's straight, and there we have it. And as soon as I put it down, I thought I don't like that gap on the left-hand side. I knew I wanted it to be fairly close to that yellow splodge, but I just didn't like that gap. So I'm grabbing one of the Summer Flair from Hey Little Magpie, and it just says Hello Sunshine with a little arrow. So that could mean the kids or the weather, because it was a nice day. And now coming in with this old Simple Stories Disney-inspired sticker book. I'm just pulling out some of the circular elements that will match nicely with these photos. So that little sticker underneath Amelia says So Magic, which it was. And then I've got a little heart, an arrow and a star in a cluster around that Flair badge. And that just finishes that little bit off nicely there. So now I'm going to come in with my journaling, and I just journal all the way around all of the circles. So it's not too in your face, but I really like how that looks. And once I've done the journaling, I feel like that top right hand corner is missing something. This is what I mean, I kept adding and adding. So you'll see in a minute, I'm going to create a little cluster in that top right hand corner. So first of all, just creating a little fishtail banner here. So cutting up the middle and then joining the points to create the fishtail. And then I come in with a it's a cut apart, you can see there a card, and it just says record, and I like the look of that, so that's going to go next to, well, laying over the top of that fishtail banner, slightly to the left. And then I actually go into my Fernwood and pull out this ticket that I'd fussy cut for a previous layout and the camera, and that creates a really nice cluster at the top there. I'm not sure about the ticket at first, but then I decided I do want to bring that red up to the top, so it does end up there as well. So just gluing all these down with my wet glue, and I'm going to mount that camera up onto foam just so that it stands proud a little bit, just adding a different dimension to that top section. And once this is all down, I'm going to come in with some gold splatters and also my black Nuvo drops, crystal drops, to create some dots. And I use my hole reinforcer punch to add some black rings from top left hand corner to bottom right hand corner. So just adding this little tag from the sticker sheet to Amelia's photo. And then a sticker that just says today on James's in yellow. And here are the hole reinforcer rings. And it's just bringing that black in because I've got the black title. I wanted to bring some more black in around the page. So please do check the description box down below for everybody else who's joining in on this hop. There's a playlist that you can see. I've also linked Christine's YouTube channel. She has a lovely channel that you can watch her videos on. And please do give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do love chatting to you in the comments. If you have any questions or comments about the layout, I'd love to hear from you. And other than that, I shall leave you to watch the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.